It's the huge challenge, otherwise known as Simon Brook McLachlan and his version of the Cliff Richard classic Living Doll. If you haven't already seen the Robertson Brothers 60s TV show live on stage, you're missing a treat. And joining us now is the man himself, Simon. Good morning. Welcome back to 101.
Good morning, Mr. Bennett. How are you, my friend?
All the pleasure for chatting to you, as you know. Now, first question, are you wearing the blue jacket this morning?
No blue jacket. I've dropped my daughter off at school. It's a bit chilly here in Sydney, so I'm in the casual parents' sporty-looking outfit to drop off today. So.
Mrs. B is going to be so disappointed. She said, "I suck," because she loves the jacket. She loves the show as well. And as you know, we sort of caught up with you guys at the end of the QPAC show. How good was that? How good was the audience?
Oh, that was unreal. And QPAC was our first time at QPAC, so I mean, we do a lot of dates. We're all around the country, as you know, and we get some big venues. But, that was our first little soiree into QPAC up in Queensland, and it was a real highlight. I think, we had a near-full house. You were there. It's a huge venue with a massive roof. It's cavernous, and the concert hall there. And it was just great. It was, a highlight for us. I think it was hopefully a highlight for the audience. It was the first time we'd been sort of in that metro area there up in Queensland. We do a lot in Queensland. We're actually we're kind of a big deal in Queensland. But we've got a really good fan base up there. So it was awesome to get them, in the middle of the town. And, we had some beautiful accom overlooking the river.
Oh, nice.
I even had some friends performing in Tina, the musical there as well, so I caught up with them. So, man, the whole trip was an absolute highlight and a good show, as you recall, as well.
Do you know, just talking about Tina, as we digress slightly, because we will, I promise, it's all about you, and we are coming back to it, but we saw the Tina show last week. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. You enjoy it?
Enjoy it. It was just awesome. Do you know, I'll tell you how good it was. It was almost as good as the Robertson Brothers TV show. Almost.
I like your choice of words there, because I think they actually wrap up this week as well. They've got a few performances remaining.
It's just amazing, and the quality, but everything. And we're hopeful of having the two young girls that play young Tina. We're hopeful of having them on the show in a week or two.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, I mean, the talent on there. And the girl that we saw play Tina Turner on the night was just, you close your eyes, you thought she had come back to life. It was amazing.
That's good, huh?
But the story was terrific. But getting back to your show and the Robertson Brothers show, what amazed me, because obviously we're kind of theatre buffs, and we go to a lot of shows at QPAC. The way that the whole of the technology translated to that stage, I was worried that it might be a little bit lost on there, but it wasn't.
Yeah, I think that the tech's great, and that's really what I think it's one of the things that sets us apart in a very big way. I mean, there's a lot of work that goes into it. Pretty much when we wrap in October this year and start prepping the next volume, brand new show for next year, there's months and months of work of collating material, recording, getting the scripts written, the tech and the production with the guests that may or may not phone in. I don't want to give too much away, but as you said, that's really what separates us from, there's plenty of amazing tribute shows out there, but ours really is this kind of journey. It is like a TV show. You've seen it. Like it's you're a studio audience. You're in the studio. You're watching the commercial breaks. You're watching the pieces to camera. There's the comedy. There's the funny bits. There's and then obviously all the tributes and the spotlight artists that go along the way. And there's plenty of surprises in there too. But the whole premise is something a bit different, which I think we're really proud of, which is what majority of our audience say. It was, it was such a journey. It was really unique. It was all the songs they wanted to hear and more, plus this added element of this variety show format and feeling like you've been taken back to the 1960s. You're in a studio and you're watching a show that's going live to air.
Well, we were chatting to some people around us during the interval, and a couple that had never seen the show before, they'd heard about it, they came, and they were almost speechless. They couldn't believe how good it was. Every song, every single song was something that somebody wanted to hear.
And what's cool is, too, people come in. So we're fortunate now that this is volume 4 of the show. So we've done this since about 2018. Next year will be volume 5, completely rewritten, refreshed show. But the premise of the TV show in that theme stays the same. So we get the benefit of our kind of, fans and repeat offenders coming back, and they kind of know what to expect. They get the gist of it. They understand, okay, Jeff's the funny guy, Ben's the straight guy, Simon's the sort of professional in-between guy. They get the characters and they get the premise of how the show works, and they can be vocal, they can be engaged. For our newcomers, it takes them 5 or 10 minutes. They kind of think, oh, I wasn't expecting this. I'm not quite sure if I should be raucous or quiet or, and it takes about 10, 15 minutes. They look around, they're like, oh, so they're laughing, they're clapping. Oh, I can get involved, and this is a bit more interactive. And then by the end, they've got them, and they're like, oh, we want to come back next year and see what they take it further with the theme,
Who decides what songs you're going to include? There was one criticism that we had of the show.
Yeah.
Not enough Simon Brook McLachlan. That was one criticism.
I tell you what, let's play that clip on repeat, and we'll send it to Ben at the Robertson Brothers, and we'll say just not enough.
Not enough Simon Brook McLachlan, and we want Jersey Boys to come back.
Well, I could do my best to work on both. I'll have a chat with Ben up there. He's just messaged to try and get you some tickets for Logan coming up. But I'll say, look, I've just had a chat with Mr. Bennett on air, and we need more of Simon. But Ben is probably he's the big driving force behind it. We all consult, we all come in, but we very much take a hat off to Ben. He does countless hours of work collating, and we have a lovely contact of Ben and Jeff's. They've worked with a guy called Leon Concannon for a number of years, and he was their record manager with Sony. And he's an incredible wealth of knowledge, and he just kind of knows everything about everything with discography, with artists, with who had hits and when and where and which country it topped and which country it tanked and where it was bigger and where they sold the most and where they toured. So Ben, Jeff, and myself and Stu, the whole gang, we check in with Leon, and he consults and gives advice on the songs. And then, there's a lot of scripting, and then we all get together, we rehearse, we try things, like we experiment with the scripting and the scenes, the comedy, the artists that might, check in with us along the way. And some things, are hit and miss. You do rehearsal and you think that's working a treat, or that's not working, such that pretty much by the time we hit that opening night, we've got it pretty much dialed in. But then, of course, throughout the year, some things change. The set pretty much stays the same unless anything is particularly not working, but we've got it pretty much ironed out. And all that does change is some of the comedy and the off-the-cuff and the scripting with the audience, which can be a bit more loose and kind of roll with the energy of the audience to make it unique for that venue and that style.
I was going to ask you about that, because Tracy and I sat there, and there was one time that Ben and Jeff were together, and I said, they're improving, because you could just see in Ben's face, he's going, I can't believe you just said that. It's brilliant.
And things definitely grow, yes, and that's part of it. And that's part of the fun too, because it keeps it fresh for us. There is a definite set format, and we've got a producer, Jay, who's sitting side stage, and she's controlling 3 cameras and all, everything being booted off and the ads. It's like a real TV show.
Oh yeah.
The work is I dare say Ben's kind of captain of the ship, and then myself, Jeff, the rest of the team, the girls, the lighting design and everything, we all muck in and put in our 2 cents, and then we have this lovely consult from Leon, who he's like our he's our go-to guy. If it was a theatre play, he'd be our dramaturg. You know what I mean? He knows what's going on.
Which is great. And it takes the pressure off you guys, because really, I always say this, people don't think about this. The performing is probably the easiest part of the show. It's all the stuff that goes around that performance, getting it to where it is now.
Yeah, exactly. Well, actually, I heard a wonderful quote from, I really admire someone like Tom Cruise, who's such a prolific worker and creator, and, he's had this illustrious career in TV and film, and now he produces and directs, and he just organises it all. He's a real mastermind. But he said in an interview, when he gets on set for filming, he's like, for him, that's the vacation. Yeah. That's when you got there. And you're exactly right. Once you get on stage, you've done the rehearsal, you've done the flights, the driving, the travel, the setup. Like, we're very in-house with what we do. We get a little bit of assistance, but it's us there, 4 and 5 hours before a show, unloading all of our own equipment. It's very in-house what we do. We get amazing support from the venues, but we've tried to make it as, self-contained, independent as possible. So we all chip in, everyone's got their roles, and it's a long day. You've got travel, it's 10, 12, 14-hour days sometimes. So you're exactly right. Once the kind of curtain goes up and you start, you're like, this is the reward. This is the fun part. This is the kind of let your hair down and have a laugh, have a sing, and just enjoy what you've created. And then, as you saw, 10 minutes after curtain, it's like, all right, back to work.
Here we go, All pack up. And as I always used to say when I played in bands and did discos for a living, nobody loads the van up like you do. So you know exactly where it all goes. And
that's it. And we've had that debate. Like, it'd be lovely to have a team that does it. It'd be, quite a big cost, of course. But you kind of think by the time you pack up your own costume, you put this away, and you just know where everything goes. It's almost more efficient and easier just to do most of it yourself, you know.
And you've got to
and like you said, yeah,
you got to look after that blue jacket. I mean, that's the important thing.
We've only got, I think, 25 shows left. So the blue jacket's got about 20 shows left in her, and there's that nice green one that'll see out the year as well. And I actually, a friend of mine who came to the Pavilion Performing Arts Centre, which was previously the Sutherland Entertainment Centre, we sold that out yesterday. He just gifted me a beautiful, almost like a light iridescent jadey green jacket. So that might make an appearance next year. But we've also got some good things in the works for what we're thinking for next year as well. So could be some new costuming, you know, new stuff. So we're always trying to think ahead and get things going. So yeah, it's one of those fun things. So I'm hoping we're back at QPAC, and this will be. We've done at least a few years now at Logan and Ipswich, which are coming up in the coming weeks, and back up to the J at Noosa. So we're really excited because Queensland is a good stop for us, and it's a bit warmer too. I'll be up at Noosa and go surfing hopefully and have a bit of a break.
Absolutely. And you know what? The audience respond to talent, and you guys, you never ever let us down. I better let you go.
We could chat for hours, but you've probably got other things you got to do.
I have, unfortunately, but an absolute joy. I know that this the 18th at Logan Entertainment Centre is going to be absolutely fantastic. If there are any tickets left, people phone them up right now, because it is, as always, a sellout. And keep in touch, Simon, when you've got news about your new show. We'd love to chat about it on here.
Well, let's do it. Like I said, this is our last trip for Queensland. We've got, like I said, the J at Noosa, Ipswich, Logan. So they're, August 16, 17 and 18. So, yeah, head to robertsonbrothers.com.au. I'm very much hoping to get you there for Logan. We will see you there. And then, definitely keep in touch via the website. And what's the thing we have to remind Ben of? More of Simon Brook McLachlan.
That's it. I mean, and just to prove the point, I'm going to post this. I'm going to tag you in it on Facebook, so there's no denying it. There you are. And if it doesn't happen, I'll realise I have no influence whatsoever, which is nothing.
Well, you know what? I realise I've got no power with him at all whatsoever as well. So.
Hey, it was worth a try. Going to play you out with you, singing Happy Birthday 16, Sweet 16, and hopefully we'll see you on the 18th.
You're a good man. Thanks, pal.
Thank you, Simon. Take care.